Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome again to another live and question and answer Friday today. We can talk about a few things, and as usual, I'll wait for a few people just to join us this morning. Jeanette's on with us this morning, and Pam, and Elaine, Mike, Jerry, and Rosa. Good morning to you. Danielle, Fred, John, our friend from Illinois, Francis and Elizabeth, and Nativity, Kathy, and Anna, Chantal, Jeanette is with us this morning, Natalia, Andrea from Nouveau Brunswick. Good morning to you guys. Diane and Mandy, good morning. Great to have you on. Lise and Denise and Jeanette, Diane. Okay, big crowd already, good. Happy to have you on with us. We had a very popular series. Good morning, Yolande. Don't want to miss you, Jan and Mary and Rebecca. Good morning to you. Arlene Buta and Juliet from Guyana. Monique, Elsie. Isn't the internet wonderful? From Guyana. Charmaine and Donna. Okay, we probably had one of the most watched Facebooks live yesterday and Wednesday talking about breast cancer. Okay, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the feedback and yeah, I guess the topic is great, isn't it? It's a very good topic and something that we're passionate about here and trying as much as we can to prevent cancer. Now, yesterday I talked about, this was a question here about chemicals again and hand sanitizers and estrogen. Donna was asking about estrogen dominance, the difference between estradiol and estrone. And look, there's a whole sort of subset of medicine called bioidentical hormones. And I like it. Made famous by Suzanne Summers. And talking about estrogen and progesterone. And let me just start out by saying I'm very big on symptoms rather than blood work. So if you get your blood, because sometimes the doctor want to do blood work to see if you're in menopause or not. Like, to me, I just never been big on that. Never been big on the blood work part of it. I found it to be very unreliable. It's like the thyroid testing they do. It gives you numbers, but I'm more interested in symptoms. Okay? Symptom, of course, as you get older, of course, as you're perimenopausal or whatever, your estrogen is going to go down. It's all about balance. It's all about balance. And you can get out of whack big time. And then you get all these symptoms of menopausal symptoms, or hot flashes and mood swings and dryness, and loss of libido and all these things. These are symptoms. They're more important than your numbers. They really are. Medicine, I hate to be negative, but they need numbers in order to do anything. Don't rely on the lab. My dad used to tell me that. The lab, what's the lab? The lab is it's a tool, but it's not everything. Symptoms. How are you feeling? Your body ordinarily won't lie to you. So, when I talked about, using all these chemical, look, I think I got it right here. I got Rosie's sweater. She wanted me to show you this. She was in, the other day in an office, and she spilt, now I hope you can see this. She spilt hand sanitizer on her sweater. They made her right in front of her, put hand sanitizer, but it leaked over. Now, this is her sweater, see? Now, for those who will be listening on a future podcast of this, I am showing you, you can't, it's not a matter of cleaning this out. It actually took the color out of the sweater. Folks, what do you think that's doing inside your body? Look, if you want, look, a lot of medications are put into people through the dermis, the skin. You get patches. You can put almost any medication in a patch and put it on your skin, and you get meds. It obviously gets into your bloodstream. Why do you think when you wash your hands, I watched yesterday, because we were into a shop, and I watched, like, every customer that went to the counter, they took out this bleach-like. Had a little bit of a yellow tinge to it. And they sprayed the counter for about 5 minutes, and then washed, clean it, spray. Now they're doing this, hundreds of times a day? I felt like telling the lady at the counter, I said, do you know what you're doing to yourself? As a matter of fact, this poor young girl, when we went into the shop, and she had that hand, I said, I got my own. And I was a little bit preachy, and I felt sorry for her. She didn't know. It wasn't her fault. She's just doing her job. But the police, like, people at the front of the store, and I said, well, I have my own. And I pick up my little bottle of oil of oregano spray. You can just put a couple of drops on your hands or spray. I like the spray, okay? Well, it doesn't kill your good bacteria, and it's natural. It'll kill that virus on the spot. And I'm going to bring to you a study next week. Just came out. I have to investigate it a little bit more. But I'll bring it out. That's showing the COVID is mutating. It's resistant. Now, this study was saying because of the mask. But I want to study it a little bit more. But you know what, folks? Listen. Ladies. I know, like, for some of you, it's part of your job or whatever. I feel sorry for people that work in the hospitals and in the retail sector, and they're using this stuff, spray. And they're constantly rubbing their hands with this garbage. It's craziness. the tsunami of cancer that's going to come. Well, you might have already heard this. They had to pull how many hand sanitizers because they were cancer-producing substances in there. I brought this to you on a previous podcast months ago, I think. But we don't think past our nose. Short term. But this may never end, guys. It may never end. So you got to take care of yourself, ladies. Estrogen, estrogen, estrogen. It's too much. And somebody asked Nancy, talk to me about low estrogen. Well, it's never... Look, as you get older, of course your estrogen goes down. Of course it does. But it's the balance. This is why I love DIM. DIM. Our hormonal formula, it lowers the dangerous estrogen. You need estrogen. You're a woman. Of course you need it. Even men need a little wee bit. But your body knows how to do it and balance it. But if you get out of balance, you got to be very careful. And I just, I'm not a big guy on horse's urine, which is what they use for hormonal treatments. Be very careful with that stuff. And protect yourself. If you're going to use any kind of hormonal therapy, protect yourself. Especially if it's synthetic from the mare, the horses. As my old friend, Dr. Fishman used to say, if you start eating hay, then start using hormonal therapy. Otherwise, don't use it. Artificial. Okay? So, watch for, you're surrounded, ladies, by estrogen. Everything that you cannot pronounce in chemicals. We live in a chemical world. You're not going to get away from it. You can minimize it, but you're not going to get away from it. It's in our water. It's in the air. There's particles in the air. You're not going to get away from it. You need to protect yourself in the world we live. Unless you're planning on leaving the planet. It's just the way it is. I call it the DuPont disorder. DuPont, one of the biggest companies in the world. Chemical company. They do some wonderful things. But you're never going to get completely away from it. That's all I'm saying. So I want to protect you. And one of the alternatives, especially putting stuff on your skin, guys, is using oil of oregano. There's nothing like it, in my opinion. Okay. And it's an antiviral. It's antibacterial. It's antifungal. It's an antioxidant. It protects your cells. It's very good on your skin. And it's natural. Don't kill. Can you imagine, see a natural antibiotic doesn't kill your good guys. It doesn't, if you wash even with soap and water, Okay? You're not killing all your good guys. It's the good guys you don't want to kill. But when you take an alcohol-based or these chemical-based hand sanitizers and sprays, you're killing all the good guys in the bacterial realm. Remember, it's a battle between good and bad. You need bacteria, guys. You can't live without bacteria. You're never going to wipe the slate clean of viruses. And I'm always emphasizing that. And next week we talk, I promise, about the natural flu shot. Okay, we're going to go through it. I thought about doing it yesterday, but we did the 2-part series on breast cancer. Okay. Well, here's another one. Carla was asking about the BMI, the body mass index. I hate it. It's numbers. People, everybody's different. That has to do with your height and your weight, right? What's that got to do with anything? If you're short, you get punished. And they say, oh, your BMI's no good. BMI, who cares, for heaven's sakes? Somebody that does weightlifting, like myself, I'm packing on muscle. So according to a BMI, well, I'm obese. Well, I'm not obese. I'm not. I remember a nurse one time coming into, for an insurance policy. And she's, they do all this stuff. And we had a good chat, very smart nurse. Nurses are smart. I married one. But she, then she said, I got to do the BMI. I said, I know, isn't it stupid? And then I talked to her about it. She, I just give her a little bit of education. I said, if someone is weightlifting, which I recommend to everyone, all women, the more muscle you have, ladies, the better your bones are. The more muscle you have, the better places to store your fat. The bigger your bins, the better it is for everything, even insulin resistance. So then they want to punish you on your insurance policy. I made her put a little asterisk beside it with an explanation. No, but seriously, BMI, throw it out. What does it mean? It don't mean nothing. What's it mean? It don't mean anything. The only measurement you want to do is go right around your belly button, measure that. And see how, because, belly fat is an important indicator of metabolic syndrome. It's not the only indicator, but it's an important one. Belly fat. And that's coming out of your liver. You got belly fat, it's because your liver, it's full of fat. You got fatty liver, 100%. High levels of cortisol, which affect your insulin resistance. Okay? So do I like BMI? Nope. I like numbers, some numbers. When you send me your blood work, I'm only looking at 3 or 4 things on a routine blood work. If you get I like I want to know. Let me give you 3 or 4. Here's what I'd like to know. What are your when I look at your lipid profile, what are your triglycerides? What is your good cholesterol, HDL? Oh, Dr. Martin, my LDL, I don't care. I don't. You can't make me care. No. What's my total cholesterol? I don't care. I want to know what your triglycerides are. And I want to know what your HDL is. Good cholesterol. That's science. That's science. And the vast majority of people that ever have a heart attack, much to the chagrin of the cardiologist, is their cholesterol is normal. Blaming the wrong people. Cholesterol is not the problem. As a matter of fact, you don't have enough good cholesterol, HDL. That's key with your triglycerides. Okay. And I want to know, I look at if you can get your A1C, an average. I like liver enzymes. I like CRP, C-reactive protein. That's an inflammation marker. I like vitamin D. I want your vitamin D, serum vitamin D levels. Vast majority of people do not have optimized vitamin D levels. I want to know your B12 levels. Because the vast majority of people, oh, it's normal, doc. But I want it optimized. Yeah. Those are the tests that I like. Because it gives me a real good picture of what's happening. I looked at somebody's blood work last night and I said, man, you're on the Titanic and you already hit the iceberg. You better get off. Jump in a lifeboat. Quickly. Wasn't good. Everything was upside down. Okay. Corey's asking a good, this is a good question. I like it. You know how I talk about the gallbladder all the time? And why do we see so much problems in women, especially with gallbladders? Not that men can't, we got a gallbladder too. But I want you to use your noggin here for a minute. I want you to follow my thinking. And I believe, maybe I'm wrong, because I've never read it anywhere else. I never have read this anywhere else. And maybe if you ever saw it, send me the reference of someone that thinks like this, but I think I'm right. 100%. No, I do. So Corey was asking, okay, you talked about the problem with the gallbladder, why it's so prevalent in women, is because women don't use their gallbladder. Yeah. It's a lack of use. Well, women have 2 problems. If their estrogen is too high, and you got bad periods, and postpartum, sometimes postpartum depression or postpartum weight gain, and your thyroid's not working properly, a lot of times that has to do with your estrogen dominance, and a lot of women after a baby have to have a gallbladder removed. Why is that? Well, one of the things that progesterone does, that's why it's so good for your bladder and all that. You need progesterone, but it allows the muscle to milk properly, to work properly. But the biggest factor is the lack of use of your gallbladder. Your gallbladder is a bile reservoir. It's a little pouch that holds bile. And bile does a lot of things. It's very important for your acidity and your pH in your small intestine and that, and to break food down. But one of the things it does, it emulsifies fat. You need that. Not because fat is bad, but you want to absorb fat because your body needs it. But when you eat chicken and salad, ladies, and all these vegetarians and vegans that are coming to a theater near you, they're not using their gallbladder, hardly at all, because they're not getting enough fat in their diet. And saturated fat ain't bad for you. Animal fat. And I always tell ladies, if you're going to eat chicken, don't get skinless. Eat the skin. Because it's got fat and collagen. No, but seriously, that's what happens when you don't use it. And that's why for some women, they find it a little bit hard when they get on eggs, meat, and cheese on the reset. And their gallbladder starts to act up. It's like, well, you know, the gallbladder is saying, hello, you've never used me, now you're using me. I was asleep. And bile that just sits there can form stones. And then you add all those vegetables with oxalates. Gallstones are all oxalates. And you have a perfect storm for the gallbladder. Too much estrogen, a lack of use of the gallbladder, and too many vegetables that give you oxalates. And coffee doesn't have oxalates. Tea does. Why drink tea when you can drink coffee? Oh, doc, I love my tea. It's a little harder on your gallbladder and your kidneys, kidney stones. So Corey's saying, well, is that the same with the pancreas? If you don't use it, like on the reset, when you're sending your pancreas to Hawaii, is there any negativity about that? No, good question, no, Corey, because it doesn't work the same. First of all, there ain't anybody just about living in North America especially, that their pancreas is exhausted from secreting so much insulin. You're giving it a well-deserved holiday. And of course, you're still secreting a little bit of insulin. Don't ever worry about underusing your pancreas. You know why we see so much pancreatitis today? That's a big issue. I'm telling you, bring me back. Bring me back 40-something years ago. Pancreatitis. What? Not that I didn't know what it was, but it was so stinking rare. It was unbelievable. But then so was diabetes. Pancreatitis. It's a major problem today. And it isn't caused by a lack of using the pancreas. It's too much, baby. Too much. Insulin. Good question. And Corey was asking another question, and it's another good question. The reset. What if you don't have to lose weight? Good for you. Now remember, the reset primarily was never a program for weight loss. Now, if you have weight to lose, it's the best program in the world. There's nothing better. I'm sorry, but there's nothing better. Name me any other diet you want. I don't care. There's nothing better because you're getting all the nutrients you need. And your cells will thank you. You're emptying your liver. You're fixing your telomeres. You're aiming at your mitochondria, the little battery packs within your cells. They're regenerated. You're lowering every marker of inflammation. You're helping to balance your hormones. It's yada, yada, yada. There's nothing better. But what if you have to gain? You know, some people ask me literally, I need to gain weight. Yeah, hey, this is the best program. Eggs, meat, and cheese. You don't want to gain, let's say you're skinny, you want to gain weight. You don't want to go on rat chow. You know how they fatten up rats? The combination of carbs and fats, bad fats, like donuts. Rat chow is is donut, the perfect food to make you fat. But it'll kill you too. See, the carbs, it's like you're having French fries with poutine. The cheese is good, but not on fries. And you want to fatten, that's the worst thing you can do, because will it really fatten you up? For some people, they're just skinny. They have no ability to make fat cells, but that doesn't make them healthy. I find their nitric oxide levels are like skinny people. Doesn't make them healthy. But if you want to pack on muscle, the best thing you can eat is eggs, meat, and cheese. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Yeah. It's the best thing. Protein, 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 protein. Protein and fat. Not carbs and fat. Protein and fat. Best thing for your body. Good fat. Animal fat is good fat. Cholesterol. Remember, cholesterol is only found in the animal kingdom. Plants do not have cholesterol. You need that. Okay. All good questions. I love it. I think we've hit. There's a few that I didn't answer just because they're individual things, and can answer them online afterwards. Judy, eyes. Can you cure? She said. She asked about the cure. Well, cataracts and glaucoma. Cataracts, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy. You know me with eyes. Focus on one thing. Dry eyes or whatever. Focus on circulation. Circulation. Because when you look in behind an eye, and you go to the doctor and he's looking in behind your eye, you go to an optometrist, they're looking in behind your eye. They're seeing the 401, the 407, the 403. Highways. I'm thinking of Toronto. Highways. Circulation. It's blood supply. And the worst thing for blood supply is sugar, because sugar destroys blood vessels. That's why you use so much insulin, to get sugar out of your bloodstream. But the first thing that will happen when your insulin is insulin resistance and high circulating insulin is it will start to destroy blood vessels and affect that's why it's so dangerous for your heart and your eyes and your kidneys and your legs. They go after the little capillaries first. Capillaries are the connection between your arteries and your veins. The first thing that starts to go is those little capillaries, and that's what's in behind your eyes. That's why I'm so big on the diet. Lower your sugars, lower your insulin. Can you cure it? Well, you know, I'm not big on the word cure. I'm not big on that word just because, you know, it sort of gets people into trouble when they use the word cure. I can cure that. How about we put it into remission? Amazing. These eyeballs you're looking at, okay, on live Facebook, see these eyeballs? They're actually better than they were when I was 55, 13 years ago. They're better. They've improved. Cured? Nah, improved. You can take care of your eyes. Diet. I'm big on high DHA. I take enough DHA to slide out of rooms. That good oil. Because I'm thinking about this up here and my eyeballs and Navitol. Nothing better for those little capillaries. And eat your steak. Your eyes need it. My doc says I'm in menopause and no point looking at hormones now. Well, you know what? Good question. You know, like it's a good... Yeah, like I don't get that. I'm a big guy on balancing out hormones. I'm a big guy on balancing out hormones. Okay. Yeah, I like balancing hormones. Ladies? That's what you want. You want balance. Women are complicated. They've got lots of moving parts when it comes to hormones, estrogen, progesterone, your cortisol, your thyroid, insulin, all connected. You know, men, we're not so complicated. Just the way it is. Sorry about that, ladies. Okay. So, thanks for watching this morning. And we really appreciate it. Okay, if you have, like, don't be shy, ask questions. And my resetters that are on, keep pumping. I don't want to tell you how much weight I lost because you're going to be mad at me. Men, oh. You know, it's incredible. Okay, so thanks for watching. We will be on Monday. Okay? So even though in Canada here it's Thanksgiving, our Thanksgiving will be on. Okay? So talk to you soon. Love you guys.